Hey everybody. So, I'm just getting home from the gym. Take a look. It smells so good in here, and I think it's got to be the ferns, but like everything's kind of reviving a little bit, and nothing's really suffering so far. But I think it's got to be the ferns, but it actually smells really good in here, and the grasses are starting to bounce back a little bit too. And these guys are beginning to try and leg out and reach some more light. But the plants are doing okay in here. Granted, it hasn't gotten below like 40, 30 degrees. And most of the time it's around 50 something. But, you know, it's something I was concerned about. So that works out. And interval training is definitely a thing. Today was my second day of interval training, and I managed out of 20 minutes on the treadmill, which isn't that much. It was like 1.5 miles, but I was running for 8 of those minutes. And considering my previous situation was I don't run, I feel like it's progress. And I don't have to do everything overnight. I don't have to push myself to the point where I'm going to get hurt. Shin splints are definitely a thing, and I'm hoping the shoes solve that problem, but I don't have the shoes yet. I can't order them until I get paid again. So like that's the 28th or something. So I should have the shoes soon, but I'm not going to go to a store and spend cash to like get these shoes. I want the ones that I want, and I want them in the color that I want them, and I want to guarantee that that's what I'm getting. So I'm going to order it online when I can. But I'm noticing a little bit of shin soreness, which isn't the end of the world. It's just what it is. Ooh, I want these. So, today was an active recovery day, but I'm also making it for my Sunday workout. Sunday is legs B-day. So it was a lot of leg exercises, and then I think I did front squats, which I tried to put it more on the upper shelf here, so I really hope that I don't get more bruises, but they wouldn't show yet if I did, right? Are those bruises? I can't tell. I don't think it's a bruise. Maybe. Well, anyway, I tried to put the bar here instead of here. So, like, hopefully this week I'm not going to look all marked up in tank tops. So I did front squats, deadlifts with the bar. I did planks. I did, hold on. Planks, calf raises, standing calf raises, Bulgarian split squats, and, which are very hard right now on top of all the other stuff. And, hip thrusts. I did hip thrusts. Which there's machines there. I could use a Smith machine for those, or I could use the hip thrust machine for those. But I don't know how to work either of those yet. We didn't get those on my equipment orientation, so I think I'm going to ask my personal trainer for another equipment orientation where we go over those pieces. But I need to see what the actual new workout plan looks like before I decide if I need to actually use those. I mean, it wouldn't be bad for me to learn how to do it anyway, but that's where I'm at. So I did leg day, and then I went to the cycle studio because it was a little bit more private. The other room recommended for doing stuff like yoga in was taken by a bunch of teenagers. And that's not a problem. If I don't have anywhere else to do it, I'll do it there. But like, there was privacy. There was a great view. It's the best view in the whole building. And it was, they have these like lights that are very like not intense. It's not artificial feeling. It was mostly sunlight. And I tried out my window sticker thing. So like I took my phone mount and I suctioned it to the glass, and then I pulled it out and angled it a little bit towards the floor, and I could like get a perfect view of my phone from a sideways angle while I was doing my yoga. And it was actually really awesome. I am going to have to find a way to bring my own yoga mat though. Which I have a yoga mat. I just don't know how I'm going to strap it to my backpack. So that's my next order of business, because I can't use the ones that the gym has. They have padded mats, but they're not long enough for yoga. So I think I'm going to start doing the flow series again. It's my third time going through the flow series, maybe fourth. I might have done it 4 times in the last 2 years, but it's the one I'm most comfortable with. So that's the one I'm going to do. And I'm going to try and do yoga every day too, which means the addition of treadmill and yoga, in addition to my regular workouts, means it's going to take me about 3 hours to get through my regular routine. Maybe a little bit less. But I'm going to account for 3 hours, which means I need to get up earlier and go earlier. Because if I had been working tonight, then I would have finished an hour into my shift. I showed up at like 2 and I finished at 5. So it is what it is. I just need more time. But I feel great. I have goals. I'm making progress towards those goals. And ain't nothing gonna stop me. We need to be careful though. We need to make sure that we don't get hurt. We're sending all the positive vibes to ourselves for our projects. And, worst case scenario, if something happens and we can't do it, we'll set the goal again for next year. The backup plan is next year. But plan A is May. That's the fucking plan. Stuffed peppers look pretty fucking good. I'm very excited. I'm very hungry. But yeah, that was my day. That was my plan. That is my progress. I didn't do a weigh-in this week because we were doing movie stuff. So I don't know if I'm just gonna I'm gonna do it right now, because all I have in my system is protein. I recently went to the bathroom, so now's the time. Measurements. I'm so hungry. Measurements, impedance, and caliper. I'll be right back. All right, so bottom line, weight didn't change much at all last week to this week. There was a slight up, but that's within the normal variance. Body fat percentage also increased slightly, which is to be expected after a food binge. And we did that yesterday with snack foods and milkshakes and all sorts of shenanigans. Not a big deal. Muscle mass also went up. So as soon as we get back on our diet, which we already are, everything's going to be fine. Essentially, last week to this week wasn't a huge jump. We had muscle increase though, which is normal while we're stabilizing all of these new exercises with new weights. I upped all of my weights. And adding cardio to the mix, I think, is going to increase the amount of weight lost. But we're going to have to see how that plays out. So we're not really paying too hard attention to the scale right now.